Well, hello. I'm super excited that you guys have joined me today. I am here with Ryan Day, and he's a franchise owner from homecleanheroes.com. And I'm super excited that he's joined us today because I know we've got a lot of questions about whether you go solo, whether you jump into a franchise. And so we've got a lot of questions prepared today, and he took time off work today to have this conversation with us. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I love being here. I love to do these podcasts, answer questions, and just have a general conversation about what it is I do and why I do it.
What are some of the misconceptions that people have about specialty cleaning?
I would say that people assume that every cleaning company is the same and they all do the same things. And I'm not just talking about from a standpoint of the level of cleanliness, like what is physically being cleaned. I mean, the services provided. So a lot of people assume that everybody's a maid when they
Mhm.
walk in, and we pride ourselves in not using that word to describe anybody on this team. We are cleaning specialists and they are trained to be specialized in this field at what they do. But we're not your mama. Okay. We're not picking up toys everywhere. We're not moving 1,000 perfume bottles just to access something. We're not a moving company. We're a cleaning company. And so we really set that expectation up front to ensure to our customers, hey, listen, we'll clean what we can access, but we cannot spend all day here. Okay.
Mhm.
And there's a big reason for that. It's because we're not the maid, we're cleaning. There's a big difference, big indicator there. So, that being said, just setting expectations for stuff like that. Doing laundry is another one we don't do. That's just not a service that we provide. And so, in the case where a customer will ask, well, since you're here, can you do our laundry for us? Unfortunately, we can't do that. That's not a service that we provide, but we do work ourselves with a laundromat, and I'd be happy to give you their information. So, we try to help people with those connections and really helping them do what they need to do, even if it's not with us.
And I think that's a distinction between a franchise and a smaller mom and pop company that may be able to bend the rules a little bit and create some flexibility. But I love the
Sure.
fact that you have a very specific set of tasks. Here's what we do, here's what we don't do. And I think it is equally as important to know what you don't do as it is to know what you do. Because that way, when
Absolutely.
an employee gets out on a job, and the customer, and I think this goes back to the question we had earlier about what happens when somebody gives you a to-do list. When a cleaning specialist gets out on a job and the client's like, "Oh, hey, I have a couple extra things. Can you just like slide this in today?" Very
Mhm.
clearly, then everybody's on the same page and go, "Ah, I would love to." And unfortunately, that's not part of the package that you've paid for. And so if you'll call the office, maybe it can be arranged at a later time or something like that.
Absolutely. And I knew before getting into this that focus is one of the hardest things I think we all struggle with, or certainly a lot of us do. There's going to be a lot of great opportunities for investments and doing things in your life that you could potentially be really successful at. But focus is hard. Picking something and
Mhm.
sticking to it and really staying in boundaries can be very, very good for you because if we stick to these boundaries, we can be really, really good at it. That's the reason we're called specialists. You know, we call our employees cleaning specialists because they truly are specialists at what they do. And it's incredibly difficult to be a specialist at a lot of different things, right? But if you just focus on these core elements of the business, you can be the top of your game at it. So that's how we approach it.
Well, and I think it goes back to Greg McEwen's concept of are you minoring in major things? And
Yes,
so there are a lot of people that, like you said, they are kind of good at a lot of things, but they're not really good at the main thing. And
absolutely.
so if you major in minor things, are you minoring in the major things? You know?
Yep, I
So
agree.
I love the focus and the attention. Is there a distinction between regular cleaning and move in, move out cleaning?
Yeah. So with move and move out cleaning specifically, we're going in all the kitchen cabinets, all the vanities in your bathroom, all the drawers, pulls, anything like that. We're wiping all of that out. We're making sure that the insides of all those are clean. Also, that includes all the windows throughout the home. So all the glass, the window tracks, the slides, the window sashes, all that stuff. The inside of the oven is included as well, along with the refrigerator. We want to make sure that everything is pulled out, is cleaned. Anything that somebody may be walking into as a new resident, homeowner, whatever it may be, is ready to be lived in and called home. So that's kind of that extra mile with the move out clean.
And what is different? And this is a trick question, but what is different between a move in, move out clean and a deep clean?
So a deep clean is a very generalized phrase, right? So we like to consider a deep clean is done every single time, even for recurring service. And the way we go about it is we have a certain method. Okay. So we don't miss things. All right. So we want to start with high dusting and kind of work our way down in a room, really analyze the room, make sure we're not missing things as we go along. And then that way, we're able to hit multiple surfaces. We're able to work room by room and then really work our way out of the home. So, I guess the idea of a deep clean, a lot of different companies have a very generalized surface level of a clean where they just hit major things, maybe like kitchens, bathrooms, all the stuff that gets used pretty regularly, but they neglect baseboards or they neglect dusting ceiling fans or crown molding tray ceilings, whatever it may be. We're very methodical in the way we do things. So we want to ensure that level and that depth of clean occurs every single time. So I wouldn't necessarily say that a move in, move out clean is a deeper clean. It's just what gets attacked. You know what I mean? It's just more things are being cleaned, not that it's a different level of and depth of a clean for those same areas.
Okay, so now I have another trick question. I just love
Okay.
trick questions.
Yeah, please hit me.
So you go into a house and the family has teenage daughters. And I say teenage daughters, meaning they've got very long hair and the long hairs have fallen into the bathtub and have been sucked down the drain. And when they take baths, the water rises to a certain level. And then when it tries to drain, it creates a ring around the tub. And then everything below that ring is all muckety muck.
Yep.
That tub, and we all know what that tub is, right? All of you guys have a vision in your mind of that tub. I know you've seen them. Is that a deep clean or is that like a special project that you do on the side?
It comes with the territory. Okay. So even if that occurred on a biweekly basis for a clean, that tub was going to be challenging every single time, then we need to account for that when it comes to the estimate. So that's why we do in home estimates to see those kinds of things. I'll give you a live example. We go to a home, I'm walking the home to see it in person to see what we're working with. I go in the bathroom and I see the fact that long hair is everywhere. There are two teenage girls that live here and share this bathroom together. I'm already doing the math to figure out if the drain is getting clogged. I'm transparent. I'll ask the homeowner. I said, now I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you tend to have draining issues? Do you have a lot of hair in this tub? And they'll know. And then they'll say one way or another. And so I know that, like you said, if there's like a line there and everything underneath it, kind of like a gunk line kind of thing, I know that that's going to take some extra time and attention for the cleaning specialist to really work on that every single time. And so I need to account for that when it comes to pricing for that job. So it's really important that I'm able to see those kinds of things. And that's why we do an in home estimate.
Mhm,
So, yes, that would occur, whether it's recurring, a move and move out, a one time clean. We're going to make sure that looks good, but you're going to pay a little bit more if it's going to require more time. I mean, time is money.
mhm. There you go. This has been really, really awesome. Ryan, if you will, tell our listeners where they can go to find you.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, we try and post as much as possible. You can also look on our website, homecleanheroes.com/Huntsville for our location. Now, we are a franchise, so there are other locations throughout the country. So if you're here listening in the Dallas Fort Worth area, there is a Home Clean Heroes in that location. In Charlotte, there's a location. There's multiple locations throughout the country. So if anything, if you just look up Home Clean Heroes, more than likely you'll be able to find the location closest to you. But our link is homecleanheroes.com/Huntsville.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to leave links in the show notes to all the things that Ryan talked about and also how you can get in touch with him if by chance you happen to be listening to this as a podcast or you're out walking your dog or something like that right now. So thanks again for joining us. We will see you guys same time, same place next week. And thank you, Ryan, so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. It's been fun.